Hello, hoping we don't set the fire alarm off here. But we're gonna be doing something fun. We're just doing a deep dive for September for whatever sign comes up off of this die. And then we're gonna do some more fun things. We're gonna pull some letters, we're gonna do the tarot, we're gonna do some oracle, and then we're gonna do a yes or no question, maybe two. At the end with the pendulum, which I will probably do some lives. But yeah. Let's roll the dice, see who we're reading for. Leo. All right, so we've got Leo. I think all this sage is making my throat like not happy. Hey man, I'm doing a reading. All right, so we're gonna pull some letters. Sometimes there's some numbers, some answers, or some time ranges that come out as well. So far we've got Z. Nothing else. L. Is that an N or a Z? It's a Z. 49 or 94. One more letter. Doesn't want to come out. That's it. All right then. All right, so we've got L, a really ugly L. Don't judge me. I'm getting better, okay? Z, 4, 9. Looks like a P. But it's not. All right, I'm going to write that down. Interesting. All right, so for Leo, how you doing, Leo? We are doing your deep dive. So we're gonna go just do some fun things. We're gonna find out what September is bringing you from a different, more personal approach. So think of the letter L or Z. Does that ring any bells? Does your name start with an L or a Z? It's a pretty particular letter. And the number 49. Maybe you're 49 years old. Maybe 4 through 9 weeks. 49 minutes. Tap into your intuition and see. So we've got healing. Leo is healing this month. Hopefully it's not too rough. People always talk about healing like it's some kind of magical thing, but really it's like being dragged through the mud because you have to see all your nasty shit that you're providing to the world, to your own world, and then all the other stuff that comes from it. So it's fun. Feel ya, Leo. All right, I'm getting the chills. So you might actually have some spiritual ancestors or spirit guides that have a message for you. It's usually what that means for me. So there could be something in particular that happens during the reading that gives you confirmation that you are not alone. You're never alone. All right, can we get some insight to the overall energy for Leo for September? Instincts. Ooh. Your inner lion might be coming out. Instinct. That reminds me of the moon card. How there's 3 different versions of the wolf. 3 different versions of the lion. The primordial. We have the uncivilized, and then we have the civilized, right? The domesticated. Kind of like the whole id, ego, and super ego for Freud, if you know what I'm saying. It's like, where are your actions coming from? Are they coming from survival instinct? Are they coming from the need to fit in? Are they coming from the need to win? I'm getting wind. Who knows? But that's what we got. We have instinct. So you could be relying heavily on the instinct. This last full moon could have ignited something within you. You could have Pisces in your chart. So this is a Leo reading. So it's for the Sun, Moon, Venus, Leo signs, rising. But you might have, you probably have some strong water influence in your chart, or a strong water person in your energy that could be helping you or causing this healing. Peace. It's such a beautiful color. I am a being of love, and I release all negative energy. Instinct. So you could be fighting old ways, fighting an old pattern, fighting, like seeing, you could have had an awakening moment where you start to see the world differently in regards to how the people around you act, how the people who raised you act, and how you're different. Dietary change. Sometimes dietary changes could mean lifestyle changes. So not necessarily just not eating sugar anymore, but you know, you can watch your salt, you can watch your calories. Could be what you're consuming. Maybe you're watching too much news. The news is out of control. The news is out of control right now. Take everything with a grain of salt, because there's a lot of stuff going on. Volunteer. Right? It could just be in your nature to step up, help people out. Maybe you've been kind of reclusive and you're getting out there and you're realizing that you're taken pretty well by strangers. Like strangers probably open up to you a little bit more. Change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. Right? So you could have been stuck for a while, you know, and in order to be peaceful, in order to heal, you could have taken a step back from a situation after maybe grieving the loss of somebody, or grieving the loss of a situation, and finally regaining balance by kind of sitting in it and feeling it as the norm. But what I'm seeing here is that there's going to be some changes that come up in September. This is going to be like a new fire lit under you to do things different this time. And what's really cool, if you've gained that inner peace, you don't have to keep doing the same thing over and over to be peaceful or to keep the peace. You can bring that peace with you. And maybe that's what you're doing, and probably bearing light to people who need it. Yeah. And realizing that it does you well. It's a reflective mirror of your energy. So it's like you have a special perspective that other people can be very receptive to at this time. Especially the people who need it, which is really nice. It's very nice, Leo. All right, let's get into the tarot. All right, for Leo, just got kind of like a dissociative feeling. So like where your vision goes kind of blurry, you don't really feel like you're in the room. You could have been dissociating for a while, and all of a sudden something switched, or maybe you're going to therapy and figuring things out, but you're seeing the world kind of a little bit more colorful right now, which could be enticing you to get out there and do something different. Play with your manifestations and, you know, do things different in order to see how it changes your world. It's exciting. Yeah, you to learn to dissociate at a very young age to protect yourself. All right. Could be dealing with, I think Gemini or Sagittarius. Okay. Could have a really strong relationship with your mother. She could have been an earth sign. I'm getting like a mother passed away. It's kind of specific, but this could be for one of you. You could have been struggling with losing the relationship with your mother, or your mother could have literally passed on. And it's been really hard to walk away. It's been really hard to accept what you got from that relationship. It might not have been much, to be honest. You might not have had the best relationship with her. With that Empress in reverse, could have caused some self-esteem issues, or you're having self-esteem issues now that she's not there. With the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, she could have had not very much to leave you as far as monetary or security, or it could have been a fight within the family in order to obtain security or whatever there was, or it could be changing the dynamic of the family. And for others of you, you could be avoiding your mother or somebody who is a mother, and taking some time to yourself because you don't want to continue a pattern of fighting. It's like you're not fully leaving, you're not fully out the door, but this doesn't bring you any value, this doesn't serve you anymore, so that you're taking what you can from your memories. The good memories are still there, and you're learning from the bad ones, self-reflecting, figuring out what is you and what is family, what is what you've been taught, you know, and how you're going to move forward. You're not quite sure what action to take yet, or how this is going to proceed in the long run, but you do know the general direction. Okay, the Devil. Could also be dealing with a Capricorn, or you could be dealing with some obsessive energy or addiction energy. I don't know if this is on the family member side or the mother that's in your life. It could be the person who is a mother, or just the Empress. So you could feel like completely tied to this person. You could also be dealing with an addiction and dealing with a lot of time on your own and thinking about the past and having those past memories flash and kind of make you understand where you're going, and realizing that you don't want to leave. You want to take care of yourself. You want to rebuild, but you have to start from scratch. It's time to get up and it's time to move forward. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot that's enlightened if you are going through a struggle with being tied to some sort of addiction or obsessive thought, but it will illuminate. Right? It does illuminate things, and that's the hardest part, I think, about it, is that it's illuminating the dark edges of your soul. So it's like once you're alone with yourself for a certain amount of time, you get to see, you get to reflect upon yourself instead of using everybody else to bounce off and just kind of blaming everybody else for everything. You actually are learning a lot about your inner core and all the things that you're piling on in your actions to hide it, because of potential trauma or because of potential fear, self-esteem. So there's a couple different stories. I mean, take what resonates. This is pretty deep, but it looks like you're heading towards change here. You could be volunteering. You could be your journey could be so special that, not special, but like unique in a way that not very many people can say they did what you did. And so later you go out after this dietary change, and you volunteer, right? And you just kind of are there for people. You're just kind of there to give them perspective, to give them insight. Not necessarily tell them what to do or the right way to do it, because we're all on our own paths. But you could have a revelation coming up in September that'll help you. If you are surrounded by people, it might be time to take some time alone and not be stubborn. We have to admit we do things the wrong way sometimes so that we can grow. And you don't need to go and blast it from the rooftops or feel like you need to berate yourself, but it's good to acknowledge the things that you're holding on tightly to in order to be comfortable. So it might be time to let go of comfort, get out of your comfort zone, and be okay with honoring the fact that you are a living, growing, live wired thing that learns from experience and mistakes, or learns from hardship, because no one said that this is easy, right? I don't see fun, I don't see partying. I just see somebody battling obsessive thoughts and illuminating something within themselves through a lot of time alone and a lot of really good memories and things that they're feeling a little bit separated from. But I think that there's going to be motivation. right? You're going to see that it makes you stronger in the end. It makes you feel like you have more of a leadership on yourself, your soul, your own world, your own reality. When you get that close to stripping it all from yourself, you realize how much power you actually have, rather than handing it to grievances and things that make you feel like time doesn't exist anymore. Okay, so we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, ending a cycle, and a message coming through with the Page of Wands. So in order to become the King of Wands, right, could be dealing with a fire sign. You are a fire sign, so. All it takes is one step to get there. One step. I'm not saying it all happens within that one step, but if you take one step and then you take another one step and then you take another one step, they can be small, they can be big. I recommend small. You eventually will get to the other side of the Wheel of Fortune. So the whole new perspective, the whole new opportunities, the synchronicities will start to show themselves and lead you wherever you're trying to go. You just got to point yourself in the right direction, or a direction, any direction, and do something different one step at a time. But you are the leader of your cycles, right? There's great power in there, in that King of Wands with that little salamander. Love it. Very interesting. Okay, let's get you some advice. I don't know, I want to pull these cards for you. Or let's get into it, actually. Get some more insight onto maybe some obstacles that you'll be running to. So it looks like you're going to be making some changes. You're finding inner peace through understanding your inner turmoil. Understanding the blanket that you're covering it with. And volunteering, taking the action, not letting anybody tell you how to live your life, but taking the chance on your own to do whatever you want to do. But realize it's all in your control. You're doing what you want to do. Whatever it is. Whether it's continuing what you're doing. That's your decision. Falcon. It's my protection animal. I love falcons. Hawks. The letter A might be significant. Number 2. Yeah, 222. So look up 222. You could be definitely on that precipice of taking an action that changes everything. So rising above, ability to strategize, realizing you have certain skills, taking your focus and pointing it in a certain direction instead of letting it just kind of bing, 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 bing off of all these different things. Crow, another bird. Could be a raven, could be a fellow raven. So memories, remembering, mystery, magical power. It is pretty interesting when you're able to sit there with yourself and see all the memories, and then you can see all the different perspectives outlining the memories as far as like, wow, I never saw it that way before, because you have time to overthink everything. So it gives you a whole new perspective. It gives you a whole new guilt. It gives you a whole new potential promise to make for the future, which is kind of, it can be exciting, can bring you down for a little bit, but it is exciting in the end. Balance, centered, meditate, integrate, opposite forces flow, feeling complete, awareness. This might be the end of whatever journey you're on, and it's time for you to make a new pit stop. So you made your mark where you are. Say you're on a hike, going up the mountain, trying to reach the top. And right now you might feel like you're at the bottom, but hey, there's an ocean at the bottom. It's still beautiful, but there's so much for you to see. And again, one step at a time. But you're in the integration phase, it seems like. So you're organizing all these memories and all these thoughts in order to settle on who you are, right? Who you are and how you're going to be, how you want to be. Realizing it's in your heart. So cardinal. So you could be dealing with cardinal sign. I believe that's Leo, right? Start of the season. Original, trendsetter, power, new experience, starts the party, leader, ideas, burns out quickly, beginnings, and ignite. So yeah, you could feel a great amount of inspiration to take that dance, to move, to take that step, but just make sure you realize, give yourself some grace, you're only human. There's gonna be ups, there's gonna be downs. It's the long haul that you're in it for, the long haul. And just because, there's bumps in the road, you fall down a bit, doesn't mean you can't get right back up and move forward. Communicate, negotiate, chatty, debate, discuss, flighty, nervous, ADHD, making contact, noisy, text or call someone. Yeah, you could feel the need to reach out to people. Could be making your amends, talking through your ideas, maybe the people around you, taking the conversation to a different place, realizing it either stops, it doesn't really go there, or you just have a different way of thinking. Maybe you're not like them anymore. It's a positive thing, really. Maybe you're outgrowing your situation. Nice. All right. Yeah, so winter time is going to be significant. Fall or winter. That might give you that might be where the alone time happens. Maybe it gets cold where you are. You're not able to like go out and do things. All right. For Leo, for September deep dive, please. Oh. Camel. Oh, camels. Persevere and you will overcome problems. So making the decision, not necessarily to go through to overcome it, but even when you hit the obstacles, saying, I'm going to run into obstacles, but I'm going to persevere. I'm going to get through this. I know there's going to be an obstacle. Okay, obstacle number one, I got you. And committing to that end goal. No matter what it takes to get there, it's still the goal. Bridge, successfully overcoming a problem. So it looks like September is going to be really good in moving you forward. That momentum builds with each step that you take. And then by the time you know it, you're like running. Dolphin, financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past. Maybe you'll be rewarded, you know. Maybe you helped someone when they were down. Maybe you made the right decision and you didn't steal and you didn't hurt somebody. Or let's see, opportunity or windfall. Carrot. Yeah. So once you make that decision to get away from that double energy, you'll know it was the right decision for you once you're actually accepting it, and all these good things start to happen. All these good things start to happen. Whether they're a bunch of small things, but it's like you just have a different perspective. Jug. Lighthearted, carefree time. It's like a new lease. New lease on life. Yeah. Could realize you're pretty talented in a certain career, or your career isn't lost. Money could be coming in on that front. Awesome. So let's do a yes or no question for you. All right, Spirit. Show me yes, please. Thank you. Show me no, please. Thank you. All right, so think of your question, yes or no. We'll do two, because I did two for Taurus. All right. All right, you ready? Ask your question. Is it a yes or no for Taurus, please? I'm sorry, for Leo. We got no. No for the first question. And remember, this is general. This is better in privates, obviously, or lives. Yes or no for Leo's second question. I went maybe and then no. I didn't really have a maybe. Maybe, I guess. Like, I guess not yes or no, maybe. But then it was going towards no, but we'll take it as a maybe, depending on how you're asking your question. Okay, so I hope you had fun on this deep dive with me, and I wish you the best during the September. But please like and subscribe, show the channel some love so that we can get some support and so we can go live on the phone. and it can take you places and do awesome things. Yeah, please leave any comments regarding this reading or feedback. Any feedback is much appreciated. Thank you very much. Have a good one.